Caped Dangerous is a superhero romantic comedy. The main character is Greer Glenann, who doubles as the superhero G-Force. And no, she did not pick out that name. Greer is a grumpy superhero who's 46 and starting menopause. Too bad the ability to fly doesn't protect her from the perils of being middle-aged. She dreams of retirement because the pay is lousy. Her knee constantly hurts her, and she keeps getting called away on emergencies when she'd rather be at home watching Supernatural on TV. Greer has two people on her superhero crew. Rio is her tech guy and gay best friend. Bryn is her annoyingly perky superhero trainee. Bryn is positive that local billionaire Killian Morgan is secretly a criminal mastermind. Killian is 10 years younger than Greer, and he's basically the hottest man ever. Just looking at him is enough to make Greer's body react in embarrassing ways. Or maybe that's just the menopause. On that note, this book is not for children. It's written for adults. There is a lot of sexual content, raunchy humor, and swearing. Killian knows how attractive he is. He's also filthy rich. Like he has his own Starbucks in the building so he can have coffee whenever he wants. Rich. Killian is massively attracted to Greer, and he can't stop himself from constantly flirting with her. She's a bit more reluctant. For one thing, dating a potential supervillain is a big no-no. For another, she hasn't had a love life in a long time. Her marriage fell apart after she first developed superpowers, and she's been divorced ever since. When Bryn is caught trying to break into Killian's basement, Killian makes a deal. He won't press charges if Greer goes out on a date with him. Greer doesn't want to do it, but at the same time, she really wants to do it. Rio gives her an amazing makeover, and the date goes pretty darn well. It's interrupted by a superhero emergency. Someone just threw a police officer out of a fifth-story window. Greer confronts the criminal, a man named Declan. It turns out he has superpowers. He's able to beat Greer up and escape. She's badly injured for the first time in her life. Of course, Killian is a perfect gentleman. He insists on taking her home and taking care of her until she recovers. She is both flattered and embarrassed. Mostly embarrassed. Greer visits her mother Ivy, who has dementia. Ivy dispenses motherly wisdom about romance, which comes with an awful lot of swearing. I can see where Greer gets it from. While leaving the nursing home, Greer learns that Killian secretly bought a healthcare network so he could help pay for Ivy's treatment. Greer confronts Killian, and they engage in adult activities for 2 chapters. The week-long love fest comes to an abrupt end when Declan reappears in town. He kidnaps Rio to get Greer's attention. It's revealed that Declan was part of a secret military project to turn ordinary people into superheroes. Declan is one of many people who were unwillingly forced to participate. The project is run by Killian's company. Dun dun dun. Greer is furious with Killian. She confronts him, and he explains he only had the best of intentions. He overlooked the shadier aspects of the deal because it was the only way he could get enough money to buy government contracts for superheroes. He now owns every superhero contract in the country. It's a good thing he's a hot billionaire and not a secret villain, because otherwise, this would be a very bad scenario. Like many good superhero stories, there's an action-packed finale. Our heroes storm a heavily guarded military base, and they confront the general in charge of the superhero creation project. They convince him to permanently shut down the project. There's a happy ending where the superheroes renegotiate for better contracts. Killian proposes to Greer after a suitably long period of courtship, which in this case is 1 year. I enjoyed reading the book. The narration's pretty funny, as Greer constantly complains and cracks wise about everything. There are a handful of chapters which focus on Killian's point of view. Those were not funny. Those were romance-centered. Romance is definitely the main focus of the book in general. I think the superhero angle is more unique than the romance angle. I haven't seen menopausal superheroes before, but I have seen romances where the female lead tries to deny her obvious attraction to a man whose vast wealth and sex appeal is only exceeded by his sheer perfection. The cover says this is Grumpy Superheroes Book 1, and now I'm grumpy because there is no Book 2. I guess the last thing I should note in this review is that this book was independently published. I give Caped and Dangerous 5 stars out of 5.